Ladies and gentlemen, Joey McGuire.
Thank you, guys. Hey, I watch y'all every day, man, so it's pretty cool. I'm serious. I watch you every day.
Oh, that's not great. We don't love that. You need to be doing great things.
No, you're kind of in the background.
Okay,
I'm watching film, but I got to hear what's going on.
Yeah, but please have us muted. We don't need to be influencing anything in your brain. You have one of the greatest in the history of football. Can we talk about your story a little bit? Obviously, I see the Texas High School Coaches Association.
Yes, sir. It's Coaches Day in the state of Texas.
High School Coaches Day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Texas high school football, obviously.
Big time, man. It's real.
Which movie's your favorite about it? Varsity Blues?
Varsity Blues is great. I mean, it's really good, but I'm a Friday Night Lights guy, man. It's just that's what it really is out here in Texas.
Okay, so we should watch Friday Night Lights and understand that that is actually high school football. How many years were you a high school football coach?
23.
Okay, and I heard from Matt Rhule.
My dude.
Yes, okay, that's what he said basically, that he really wanted to sell you on leaving high school football, but a lot of people have done that in the past, and you never wanted to leave high school.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate
100%. Yeah, so we won state in 2006, and from 2006 to 2016, I had an opportunity to go to college, and I didn't. I wanted to coach. One, I wanted to coach my kids, my daughter and my son, and two, at the time, it was like, man, I'm a high school coach, a head high school coach, and in a great program, and I felt like that's what I was meant to be. And then I met Matt Rhule in 2016. It did help my son. That was his last year. I knew everything was going to kind of change for me with him, it being his senior year. But I met Matt, and, man, we really hit it off. Like, what football's about, how you treat kids, how you grow them into men. And so, man, I was all in. And so, like, this town is a true college town, and everywhere you go, you're going to see the double T. And there's a great pride in their football.
Let's talk about your students at Tent City out there since Sunday to get in general admission. Obviously, top 10 matchup here with BYU.
Yeah.
Are you talking to your players about what the students have been doing this week, or how are you kind of treating what seemingly is the biggest week here in a long, long, long time?
Yeah, you can't shy away from it. They see it. My PowerPoint, whenever I introduced the team Tuesday to BYU, I actually had some of the tents, some pictures of the tents, and I left Tuesday night at 9:15 out of the front door. My truck literally is 30 yards away. I got in my truck at 10:46. And my chief of staff saved me, or I'd have been there even longer.
Hell yeah,
I signed kegs.
Yeah.
I signed a lot of Copenhagen cans.
Hell yeah.
Zins, a lot of Zins. It's unreal, man. And that's honestly, that I've had so many of the students come up to me and say, man, my cousin said he got to do this in 08, or my uncle said he got to do this in 08.
Yeah.
This is really cool. I mean, I believe in the college experience. I believe in the high school and college experience, and I'm really happy to make this a big deal.
Sports can do that for a lot of universities.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Obviously,
with game day, getting an opportunity to go see this guy's 80 years old. Keg standing out there with the boys.
Yeah.
He said, hey, thanks for a good time. Thanks for letting me hang out there. Not a bad keg stand either. I think he went a good 10 seconds. I don't know how many gulps he had, but the boys were reliving the great times, and sports can do that everywhere.
No doubt.
Thankful that you guys have a good commitment to sports here. Now, speaking of commitment, you have a couple returners, got some new people. Tone has a question for you back in Indianapolis.
Yeah, Coach, I do. A lot of people were so high on Tech coming into the season because you had so many returning starters, but then you weren't afraid to bring in the #1 transfer portal class in the nation. So how hard was it for you, because you had so much returning talent, to be like, hey, you're great, but we're also going to bring in some guys that are just going to supplement, that are going to start. So, like, how was it hard for the culture to tell some guys, hey, I know you were a starter here, but we're going to bring in some more guys. It's going to make us better in the end?
Yeah, it kind of a mixture. I mean, one, you got to earn everything. I mean, if you start on this team, you earned it. Nothing's given, and everything's about competition. I do believe that real players understand real players from the standpoint, like, if I was a guy that was starting a defensive end and all of a sudden David Bailey walked on campus, I realized I'm not like that guy. That's going to make us better. And so that's part of it.
Listen, I would like to pick Cody Campbell's brain.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's pretty damn smart, I'm telling you.
I watched the Jerry Jones documentary. I saw what $800,000 rig can do. I saw $100 million.
And he's sitting on a honey hole right now. Aren't we waiting for it to come, know, the natural gas.
I mean, that's what Jerry Jones is looking for.
I know. See, I told you I listened to y'all.
Yeah. That's hilarious. People in Texas listen to us talk about the honey hole and natural gas that Jerry Jones is on. But literally, as you land here, we were driving. I made First Sergeant pull over and stop in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh, I gotta get a photo of this. There's a stop sign. Obviously, it was at a T. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Sunrise. It was like a perfect thing, and you just saw like the silhouettes of oil rigs
Yes,
come
sir.
up. That's people betting on something right there.
Yeah.
All of them. They have no idea if it's going to hit. And then allegedly, if I get like 30 minutes out of this town or something like that, there'll be one like every 50 feet. Like people are just trying to find it.
It is, man.
A lot of courage out here. A lot of scratch-offs, man.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, that's what we were talking earlier. That's what's really cool about the Red Raiders. Like, whenever you go to different places and you're like, hey, this is a big donor, this is a big donor, this is a big donor, that's daddy's money. Cody Campbell didn't come from daddy's money. Dusty Womble didn't come from daddy's money. You know, Mike, they bet on themselves.
Yes.
And at a high level, like the Cody Campbell, John Sellers, that's Double Eagle. So they're called Double Eagle because they're from Canyon, Texas. The Eagles, they were high school teammates, so we got two Eagles, Double Eagle. They were college teammates here at Texas Tech and went off, did two things, you know, one real estate, and one was playing professional football. Came back and bet on themselves, and not just they bet on themselves where everybody else was running the other way.
We're in a crazy world right now where it feels like a lot of coaches, especially purity of game coaches, are trying to get out of college because what it has become from a business standpoint feels like you view it a little bit different. Connor has a question for you, actually.
Yeah, Coach, just to quote Shaquille O'Neal real quick. I owe you to talk to you. But Matt Rhule, Pat mentioned how Matt Rhule brought up, you know, his relationship with you and how you guys were brothers after, you know, the first meal you guys had together. How important is that to you, just as far as relationships go with, you know, your coaching staff and also your players? Just because, you know, Pat mentioned the transfer portal, you really never know if the guy you're recruiting is going to be there 2 years later. So how do you kind of handle that, and how do you kind of approach player-to-player relationships and, you know, coach-to-coach relationships?
Well, I'm a player's coach, and you know, these guys are stuck with me for the rest of their life, whether they're with me for a year or they're with me for 4 or whatever. I've done 2 of my players' weddings, and first of all, I'm not a pastor, and
you got the little certificate.
I actually asked Sam Tecklenburg, who played for the Carolina Panthers. I asked him. I said, "Are you sure? You've seen me at practice. You've heard my mouth."
Yes.
And he said, "No, Coach. I really want you to do this." But man, I do. I think. I'm a coach because of coaches. Harris Brownlee, Tom McCone, they made me the man that I am, and that's what I want to do. I want to help these guys become the men that they are, you know, and I think it's a need in this world that we live in today that you've got, just like you guys, you've got strong role models, male role models that understand that we're in a very soft society, and we have to stand up and be real men. And I challenge my guys every day, but what I also challenge them every day with is I tell them I love them, I hug them, and, you know, I do. I pour into them, and I think that's why I'm on this earth, and I think it's a lot easier to do. It's harder every day, but it's a lot easier to do in high school football and college football than necessarily in the NFL, so I'm here to stay.
Well, I want to let you know, Jeez, I had no idea what was happening in this conversation looking ahead to it. I did some research on you. I love that it was High School Coaches Day here in Texas, so we could celebrate you with that. I had no idea everything that was about to come out of your mouth is who you are. You might be my favorite coach.
We're putting
I think Rich Rod's your favorite coach. But
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And
I love Rich Rod.
But you know what I mean.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're
the
right.
Pantheon with Signetti, with Rich Rod. He's in the Pantheon.
Another stud, man. I mean,
Pantheon, I think is the right word there. Pantheon.
What he's doing at Indiana is absolutely incredible. I mean, it really is.
Similar mindset as you, though, too. Dogs.
Yeah.
Is it easy to find dogs nowadays or no? You talk about society a little bit. We wonder this about football. Isn't this kind of a conversation
all the time?
Yes,
all the time.
Is there going to be dogs forever?
No, I mean, you're helping create them, and then you're the biggest thing, whether they're a pup or trying to be a dog, is do they love football? Like, I mean, you've got to find the guys that love football or want to fall in love with it, because it's hard, man. You know, you've been a part of it, man. It's hard. It's a 24. Like, here's another thing. we have no optional classes at Texas Tech. So if you're in an in-person class, I'm going to know within 15 minutes you're late or absent, and then you're going to see me at 5:30 the next morning. I'm going to encourage you to be on time because that's what men do. You know, like
I'm going to encourage you with some Stairmaster or some.
you know, we got the Jacob's Ladder, and I bought the Jacob's Ladder on purpose
AJ loves
just
it.
for that.
Yeah, just encouragement.
It's but you know, like we've had our highest GPAs in the history of Texas Tech has been under the last 4 years of this coaching staff and this academic staff, and so. I mean, that's part of it. Like, it's
absolutely.
part of being a guy. This is what you do.
Yeah, you also got to show up for your obligations.
Yeah.
You know, now on that note, my experience at West Virginia was a little different. I was at a lot of those. I would have been silent.
Now, I encourage fun. I mean, I did encourage my guys to. I was disappointed some of my equipment student workers were not in the tents. Like yesterday, we work out in the morning on Tuesday and on Thursday and Friday. So we come in at 6 o'clock. I'd gather them around, and I was like, "How was your night? Who stayed in the tents?" One out of 13. I was like, guys, we're gonna have to read. We're gonna have to read this.
I don't know if they gave the right answer there. I think we're gonna want to be a part of Texas Tech for the long haul. Let's go ahead and get out there in those tents. There were also a dance party. I think about 12:31.
It was one. I have a text group with my commits, so the 2026, and this is a unique group because they stay in that group. Some of them get their own group and leave me out of it. They leave. So I'll open my phone and there's like 50 texts. And there was a video of 1 a.m. and they're like, "Oh my God, this is incredible! I can't wait to get to Texas Tech."
Well, the way you describe and talk about Cody Campbell and the Double Eagles, the boys that are kind of giving back to all sports here, it's like, why not just build an absolute powerhouse right here in West Texas? Feels like you can do that. Ty has a question for you back in Indianapolis.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of that, and first and foremost, I will echo Connor's sentiment. As of about 20 minutes ago, never mind college, you are my favorite football coach, period. High school,
He's trying to get you on
NFL.
the Packers, brother.
Yeah, exactly. You name it. But just talking about like what you just mentioned with the commits and all the resources you guys have, and you said how, you got people coming up to you talking about how special it was, in 08 around that time when Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree were doing what they were doing. When you look at big picture at Texas Tech moving forward, do you think that it is just as desirable of a school for like these big high school commits in Texas as a Texas or a Texas A&M was? Because it does seem like, over the course of the last however many years, like it was kind of always Texas and then everyone else. But it seems like you guys have you've really trimmed that gap down quite a bit.
Well, tomorrow is a big part of this, and us getting to the Big 12 championship, which we got to win tomorrow to do that, because we're eliminating all excuses. We have the best facilities in college football, and anybody that sits there and says, actually, some of these coaches that try to negatively recruit us, it blows up in their face because they're like, well, Tech doesn't have that, and then these guys get out here and they're like, no, their facilities are better than yours. We're sharing at the highest level whenever it comes to revenue share, so the money's not the excuse. What we got to check off is that we can play in all the big games, that we can do everything everybody else is doing, and that's what this year is so important. That's why tomorrow is so important. And I think we can compete with anybody. I think we've got a great coaching staff, and we got a great brand to sell.
247sports.com has you guys as the #1 recruiting class in the Big 12. Congratulations on that. West Virginia's coming for that ass.
Yeah.
The
last week, we got to go to y'all's place.
Not good. Scotty Fox is starting to figure it out.
That was a heck of a win.
Thank you.
That was a legit win.
We're finding a hard edge right there, Coach.
Yeah.
We're tapping the saddle.
I like it.
We're tapping the double T's.
Yeah.
You ever hop on this thing?
I have not, but I tap it every time whenever we friggin' go out.
I like that. Hi, Coach, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for
You
taking
bet,
time
man.
on this Friday.
It's an honor. I'm serious, man. I'm a huge fan of you guys. Appreciate y'all.
We're a huge fan of yours.
Thank you, man.
Did you get Ty and Connor right there? I mean, we know a lot more about you right now.
All right.
Yeah, I think you understand if you do watch the show. We're maybe too transparent.
Yeah.
And tell too much of how we feel.
That's all right.
we didn't know much about what was about to happen down here in Texas Tech. We didn't know much about Lubbock. I don't think we knew much about Texas Tech. Then we started seeing the videos. Then I started hearing people reach out to me. Wolf, Matt over here reaches out to me. He's like, hey, we got to resist all half for you, don't
We
you?
got you one, man.
Yeah,
It's got your name in it, man.
Yeah, it did, especially for Pat McAfee.
Yes.
In there. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I can't wait to get down to Lubbock. And then we hear you talk. It's like, you guys got something special here. We're
Thank
lucky
you,
to
man.
be here. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
And good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Joey McGuire.
Yeah, Coach.
Love you, Coach.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let 'em